wanted to make this video talking about things that I'm excited about doing, related to my own stuff that I feel good about, like making pickles and yogurt and stuff. But something happened today that the turtle died, and it's kind of feeling like it's my fault. I was making the yogurt, and I had the milk, and after trying to leave it to cool down outside, she was walking around, and I guess she somehow got in, and it was too hot. I don't think it was boiling even, but I think they don't have good temperature control. And I feel so many things about that. I feel like this kind of feeling like I did something wrong and there's no way to fix it. I've been feeling like that the whole day. Like this thing happened and it's my fault and I can't do anything. That's it, it's fucked up. And so that's like very, very defeating feeling. But there's all these other thoughts that are coming because of the way I've been thinking in the past. I've been thinking, one of the things I've been doing is thinking that everybody is God in disguise. There's this thing I'm doing where I imagine that the interaction is happening between me and not just like some person, but the person like you, whoever you would be, sitting there, or the turtle or the cat, is God pretending to be that in order to have some kind of something, to do something. And so that's one level. And then there's also the level where I feel like nothing happens just like that. It's all been planned out. There is a natural, intelligent unfolding to the way the world works. And I feel like I questioned like why this happened, and also just the feeling, the imagery of this turtle dead in warm milk. It almost feels mythological, but it feels so sad. Like, but I don't want to be sad. Like, there's this thing in me that is so shocked. That first moment when I was, because when I discovered it, it was like a sudden. I brought the pot. It was like so harrowing of an experience. It felt like so intense in that moment. I was just planning to stir the milk to help it cool down faster, and then I feel something hard is in there, and then it feels like, oh, and that's really fucking me up because that experience is not the first time I've done something like that, or it feels like I've felt that feeling before. Because when I was a little kid, I was playing in this yard, and I had no idea there was I've never even seen a turtle, I think, but my neighbor must have had one. Like I've seen it like in videos and shit, but my neighbor had this turtle, I think, and I was like playing with this thing in the yard, like, and all of a sudden I hit something hard, and it was like the turtle, and it was like cut in half. And these are like some of my most painful memories or like really fucking me up. But so then these other thoughts now come, like I eat food all the day, every day I eat animals. Why I don't feel this? Or like should I feel that? Or what is like a like look at that. Like my brain says that's a reality. Like what do you say to that? That I eat animals every day. I eat life, not just animals, right? Because I have this intuition and this sensitivity to plants and mushrooms and different life forms, that they're all alive in different ways. And pain is pain, so it feels horrible to us, but I don't think that it makes sense for us to feel that oh, we can decide if things are sensitive or not. Like the tree doesn't scream and cry when you're cutting her, but or it, but him, whatever. English is not good communicating with trees, I guess. But it feels like the tree is. You can't just go cut trees, like they're alive, right? Like when people go cut forests, we don't want just people just to kill trees randomly. Oh, just like walk on it, destroy flowers and bushes and like no, they're alive too. And so this it just feels so selfish and self-centered and like weird to categorize everything based on ourselves. Like we are the what feels pain, and so we don't. And if it doesn't look like us and doesn't communicate like us, then we decide then it's okay to kill it or to fuck it up. You know. That there's the reality of the food I eat. There's also the reality of washing my hands, or the stuff I feed my cat, or when my cat kills the insects. Sometimes she'll catch like a mosquito or some fly or something, moth. And I never felt that. The feeling that I have now of the no, why? And it's because I knew this turtle. Like I had a relationship with her. But because of the familiar bonding, there was some part of me that was like attached. It expected it to be around. It was comfortable in expecting it to last. I was just going with it. But it makes me think like how many things we feel that about. And if it's okay to feel that. Sometimes I'm sure it's okay, but it feels like it's nice to be aware of something being fleeting. That this won't last. Like my life, it's so like it's gonna end. I shouldn't just expect it to keep going. And it makes me think of this person that I know from listening to him, called Joey Diaz, which is an amazing heart and beautiful soul. When he's 17 or 16 or something like that, I don't remember. I think he on acid, like on LSD, in the morning, he woke up and found his mom dead on the floor of the kitchen. And I've only known this turtle for 2 months, and it's a turtle, and I barely interacted with it. I fed it maybe 5, 6, 10 times. Probably less than that, actually. And carried it many times from places, and just been around it a little bit. It's not my mom, or my best friend, or me, or my grandpa. And so there is this thing in my brain that wants to see through humanness. Like I almost feel like humanness is a barrier, like it's a limitation. Of course, it's also an ability to feel and think and be what I am right now that is communicating this. But it also feels like it's blocked because, like, maybe there is some kind of logic, maybe there is some kind of truth or some kind of fundamental reality to that, that washing your hands is not the same as killing trees, and killing trees is not the same as killing fish, and fish is not the same as cats, and cats are not the same as people. But I feel so weird giving into that completely. That feels so self-centered. It feels so arrogant and blind, like it closed in this like crazy way. Like, oh, unless you're like us, then it doesn't matter. We don't feel it. And we're like that. We're like that. We do that with so many things. Unless you look like us, we don't feel it. And so I feel like her death is saying to me so many things. And I've always learned to ask experiences that happen to me like this. Especially when it's super painful, like when my heart feels like it's like I learned to ask the question, what is the lesson that is trying to be learned here? What is the wisdom that is trying to be imparted, or the insight that is trying to be seen through this experience? Like, why do I feel this way? Because I could also just not feel anything. I thought some people just wouldn't feel something. You know, people just put like fucking lobsters or whatever in the hot pot and just watch it like scream and then eat it. Or just fishing, you know, it's dying on the line and you're pulling it. Or just killing animals in general. Or just anything. Trees, or yourself, or people. War. Bombs. Beirut bomb. I watched it and people, I'm sure so many people died and I got hurt. Why does that not hit me the same? Is it because I'm human? It is. Because I'm stuck in this body here. I'm not that close to the physical sensation of those people. If the guy was sitting right here all my life and then suddenly he dies, it's like, oh my god. But if he's somewhere else, then it feels less there. But I also there's something in me that wants to see through that, as if it's like an illusion, or as if it's not real, as if it's like our limitation. Because reality, fundamental reality, objectively, feels like it feels like there is some kind of objective reality where those people matter just as much. Like, just because I don't feel it, then who cares? But I also feel like I'm somehow insulting my humanity by saying this. Like, there's something beautiful about it, the way we feel, maybe. Like, I'm human. Why do I want to keep seeing through it? But maybe the idea we have of ourselves as humans isn't as linear as we think it is. And we're much more multidimensional than we like to see in a very simple sometimes. I also feel like it is like wrong almost, or like unfair to God, to the universe, to be sad sometimes, because like she died, but I'm here and I'm okay, and there's so many beautiful things. And so, like, instead of being sad, I should be aware of how beautiful, of beauty and of the preciousness of life. I want to be aware that we have moments, you know, it ends, but it's so cool that it ends. It hurts because we like it so much. We like being here so much that when we say goodbye, it feels like no. Because if we just hated it, it would be like, oh yeah, good, nice, good, good for you, you got away. Maybe some people feel that way sometimes. I think I can imagine that feeling too, but I think in general we don't feel good. Because we know being here is kind of nice. Before we were born, it wasn't like there was much happening. And now we're here, there's so much happening. But sometimes it feels like it's sad and stuff. And I also feel like there's something about seeing that the universe doesn't make mistakes. Like the turtle was gonna die anyway. The problem, maybe she was not happy. Maybe it's better that she left this way, or maybe I'm just stupid and thinking all this stuff and I'm wrong. But maybe also that God doesn't make mistakes, and feeling bad and thinking like why and stuff like this is almost like criticizing existence, because but it almost always feels like it's coming out of me being attached or immature, like I haven't been around death enough, so it's a surprise of seeing it. Like if I lived in a forest and there was always dead animals everywhere, they died in every kind of way, you know, they just get stuck here, or they fall, or they get stung by something, or every kind of way that things die. I don't think I would have the same reaction. It's because I haven't seen all the animals I eat die in front of me. And I wonder how that would change my experience. If I had to kill every chicken that I ate, what would I feel right now? Would I still eat the same? And if I did, what would that feel like? There's a part of me that wants to say, thank God for everything. Because I see that the creation, existence, God is so ultimately perfect that the very concept of rejecting something is, or feeling that it's bad, or that this shouldn't have happened, or regret, or that it's like ugly or sad and somehow imperfect, is like a misplaced judgment on God himself or herself or whatever, like a creation, not God as some idea, but like it is like we are criticizing ourselves, the thing that is making this whole thing. We feel like no, this is not, we don't like this. But maybe it is. Maybe there's a way where I can feel it's perfect, where I can feel how sad it is, and how I learned that it's so important not to risk something stupid like this fucking warm milk, leaving it somewhere. I also have this thing that I made fun of, this fucked up thing actually. I just remembered, I don't know if this is important to talk about, but I learned this thing. They always say in Islamic literature that if you have a bad dream about something fucked up, or a bad vision or an idea, that if you say it, if you express it, then it becomes more real than if you just let it go. Like it's almost like you're